The great thing is like a lot of these Jimmy Reed songs have three guitar parts, and none of them are all that. They're not crazy hard, but when you put them together, that's why I brought this looper. It's because like, just this is great for practicing if you. And I just wanted to show you that. But let's say you're in E, and like your first part is like. Now I got a thumb pick on, and it has a different sound than a pick, really. And if you want to get fancy, you can kind of go down. Let's just stay on one E. Now I'm doing something special here. Not with the left hand, but with the right hand. Notice how I'm going a little bit harder down on the 2 and 4. It kind of says, here's the beat. Well, I'm banging my head. And then you could try something like this. Just for the hell of it, let's try this. Da, da, da. Sounds like Roadhouse Blues, doesn't it? But we're going to get... That's just a little... Now, imagine a guy coming along. I'm going to make it real bassy here and try this. Here we go. For this one, I like a bassy sound, but it's, they were always tweaking. They had this real successful formula. He probably sold more records than everybody else put together for blues artists in his day. I mean, Muddy Waters or Sonny Boy Williamson or Howlin' Wolf, he probably sold more than all of them. And I think it's because they could play it on white radio, whereas the other stuff was just too black for him. But Jimmy Reed was so easygoing that it just went down easy with everybody, no matter who it was, I mean, if you dug up somebody in one of those bogs in Europe that were like mummies and played him some Jimmy Reed, they'd be like, they would get it,
Very accessible.
Yeah, it's totally accessible. So, dude, this is a part that goes with the lump. I call this a lump because it's like lump, de-lump, de-lump. You could call it a lump, de-lump. I mean, if you're in Chicago and someone said, play me a lump in G from the 5, then you would do this, like, because I said in a lump in G from the 5, right? And then just do this. Billy Branch, he's like, just lump me to death. Lump me to death. I just want that lump because this is great for a harmonica. This stuff is like a bed for the harmonica, So, and of course you can use a capo too, but we're going to stick to E and A for the most part. But if you're ever in the Midwest or just with playing a real blues band, like someone might say a lump in X from whatever, from the 1 or from the 5, and the 4 is A. Why? Because E, let's say E is 1, because we're saying we're in E. I mean, we could start wherever we want, but we're going to say this song is in E. So E is 1, F, G, or B, F sharp, G sharp. It doesn't matter. It's going to be some sort of F, some sort of G, and I can't. 4 is some sort of, you got it. Yeah, I can't do that. Some sort of that is A. And 5 is B. So we know 5, 4, 1. So here's a part that goes with this lump. There's the lump. Here's the part. Here's part 2. That's it. That's it. This part has this guitar part has survived the decades, and you will hear it in R&B all the time, like in songs like "Slipping Out, Slipping In," songs that you would hear, like if you go to a black club and like it's what they would call oldies or dusties. Anyway, songs by Denise LaSalle, songs by, like the Soul Circuit stuff. They play these guitar parts all the time. I'm changing the groove a little bit, but you can see how that's the same guitar part, right? And it's over this. Because this stuff has not gone away, One of you guys play a lump, or I'll play the lump and you guys try that part. Yeah. And you do a little, it's not really vibrato, it's just kind of a little trill. So I'll play a lump and you guys let's see how that fits together. You got it. That's right. Don't do 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 do. There you go. Let's try this part being like 2 strings. So instead of vibratoing it like this way, let's try just picking it up and down. So it's like a tickle almost. Let's try just the second part. We're going to break it up into parts. Let's just try that. So it'd be like if you're tapping your foot, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 2. And then there's a third part. So you guys could like start a Jimmy Reed band right now. What I do is I imagine a string from my hand to my foot. See how I'm going? So this is a little bit harder than it sounds. What the part I wanted to tell you about that's a little trickier is that it's like a drum beat when you come down. Like you're coming up with a sound, a chord. When you come down,
Stop.
You can feel. You can. Your pickup's actually like playing the drum for you. Well, let's try that with the E7. You can actually just use your first 2 fingers for an E7 like this. When you come up, let's get all 6 strings. You got me running. You got me hiding. Don't do 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 do. You got the middle part. You got the lumpty lump. Ah, look at that. Where's my harmonica? Boo! Or if this was an A, it'd be Bright Lights, Big City. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Those are kind of 3 main parts. It's called Winehead Woman by Willie Williams. Now this is Eddie Taylor on guitar, and this is the bottom guitar, and you're going to hear the top guitar doing something real similar to that. You're going to hear the same parts with a little bit of a different attitude. And this has Eddie Taylor, who's on so many of the Jimmy Reed stuff.
Oh, he is? Oh,
and
cool.
This is sort of raising the bar a little bit. But and you're going to hear this ding. This is an A, which is the other main key to playing. And then otherwise, you pretty much just capo. Like if a song's in F, because they use those open strings, But this one's in the 2 main places to play are in A. Hear how good that sounds? And I'm sort of souping up everybody knows a lump, but so that's an A. And so you learn how to do that well in A and in E, and you got the bottom part done, right? And there's another part that goes, that's like a deconstruction of this. You'd hear things like that kind of thing. So I'm going to do the whole lump all the way through, and then we'll talk about it. So because all we were doing now is like taking a look. I mean, so far what we've done is take a look at these little 3 parts, like a low, medium, and then like a real rhythmic, almost a drum part, this. So part 1 is that crunch there. So I'm coming down kind of hard and then killing it, you know. Oh. Sometimes you don't just hear a shuffle like this, bap, bap. Sometimes you hear bap, da 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 da, do 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 da 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 da. And these bass lines have that. So that's when you can step out a little bit to your discretion. And when you guys like, you know, if it occurs to you to go back and listen to Winehead Woman, it's the reason I like that song is because you can really hear it. You can hear it a lot. That's it. I did it a different way each time, but each way is like da 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 do do do, that kind of thing. This is a 5th fret and then open and 2. Yeah, let's try it. And then open. Yeah. So imagine if you're doing your lump. It gives it some manliness, you know? You know, or that's cool. Or here's a real simple one with the same concept, but real simple. So you have 4th fret A string,
Yeah.
and then open E string. That's it. And it sort of pushes the rhythm a little bit, you know? And it fits when you have a different rhythm going on at the same. Try that again, and I'll play this part for it. See, that I like that one because it's super simple. Oh, let's just stay on the E for now. Okay. Now, okay. So now let's get the low E string in there. This is like, we got 50% of it right now.
Just play them both together.
Yeah, or you can play them both together. Yes. So let's try hitting this low E string at the same time a little more. It's vibrating, but it's kind of. Yeah, let's just go round and round with it. Let's play together and we'll go round and round. That's up, back down. Now up again. Now up again. We're just going to go up and down with this thing. I'll come up. Back up. There you go. That's starting to sound a little more like it, isn't it? Yeah. There's that part I was talking about. Now let's change. But this time we're just doing the bottom of an A chord. Like if this is a one finger A chord. Right, now we're gonna do the bottom of it, which is the 5th string and the 4th string. This time, but you still gotta work with these two. We gotta do the same pattern. You got it, I heard it. All right, now let's go back to the 1. Now I'm about to show you guys something amazing. Now we're going to go to the 5, but we're going to do it a special way. You were asking me about this a minute ago. So the 5 is a B, because we went E, F, G, A, B, 5. And this time, remember what we did in the A? We're going to do the 5 the easy way. We're going to leave the A string. So here's your A, right? Now we're going to move it up 2 frets and leave everything else the way it is. Weird, but because they didn't do all this. They didn't have a YouTube. They didn't have they didn't have moms that sent them to guitar teachers. They were like in the fields picking cotton and stuff. So, they're just like, well, what do we do now? So they did this. So
Sounds about right.
Yeah. That's something there somewhere. Yeah, right. So that's what they did, and you can do a whole boogie pattern. Because here's a B bar chord. Everybody probably knows that, but you don't. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to go. I'm going to make it simpler, though. I'm going to make it simpler.
So you let that A string.
Yeah, it's still a B chord. It just sounds a little strange.
Go flat
And
7 and-
luckily, you're only there for 4 beats.
Yeah.
And then. So here's you got 0 and 4. We're going to start from the 4 there. And then you play your lump. Get that, please get the A string in there too. Try to strike the A string. Yeah, there you go. It's got to go clang, clang, clang. Now we're only doing this for 4 beats, so you do it and count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you change. So 1, 2, 3. Let's try it again. 2. Yeah. 1, 2. Now you gotta change back. And then you gotta change again. Nope, now it's time to change again. Back to dead dong. I'm pointing up, meaning you go up towards your head, which is down. Pitch-wise. Let's start from the B. Perfect. Got it. That's great. You can do it either way. Now you change. Go back down to the A. Down, just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back down to E at the beginning. So we're going to go from the B to the A to the E. And then we start over. I'm going to show you some variations of this. Do you guys remember, or did you never know this long A chord? They call it long A because you're stretching your pinky out to the 5th fret of the A string. So you can do that over the 5, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So. You got me running. You got me. Now I'm in E. You got me right. I run any way you want to let me go. Now dig it. Yeah, those are those revved up bass lines. See what I did? I shouldn't have stopped, but sometimes I clang into the open G string just to make it sound more. You don't want it to sound like a wedding band playing this or like a Vegas band playing this. It want it to sound kind of rustic. Yeah. It's rustic. So I'll go clang, 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 clang. I'm just letting that G string ring. Now this is what we were talking about. Got me doing what you want me for, what you wanna let go. Yeah. Now, when you do that beat, count to 4, and then you got to change because that's all the time you got. So 1, 2, 3, and then count to 4 on the A. 2, 3, 4, and then count it. And then you could even do like this. Now I'm going to show you some turnarounds because you got 1 bar in the B, 1 bar in the A, and then 2 bars on the E before you start all over again. And those 2 bars are called the turnaround. It's kind of like if you're swimming a lap and like they have you like, and then you go back the other way. And I never could do that, but this is kind of how I think of a turnaround. And just like we were talking about, you have this part, and then you have another guy saying, oh, well, I want to play along, but I don't want to do the exact same thing you're doing. So we're in E, so I guess I'll just play something in E like this. That seems to go along.
Like the Doors.
Yeah, well, the Doors definitely did a lot. Cars Hiss By My Window, that's total Jimmy Reed. And some other ones too. I mean, Jimmy Reed is everywhere with the blues because it's like, it just hits you over the head. This is the blues. Sit down. I'm going to tell you my little story now. You know, it just, because they sold so many records. That's it, man. Sounds good. Well, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Boom, 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 boom. Sounds good. It fits. So what we just did was the first 4 bars of a 12-bar blues, and now we're going to go to the 4. Which is E, F, G, A. Yeah. So you actually have to start it on the 7th fret of the A string, don't you? Yes. If you want to go boom, 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 boom. Shit. Doom, doom, doo, doo. Let's try it on the A string. Oh. Yeah, start there. Gotcha. That makes sense, right?
Yes.
You had it. You got it. Okay. And then guess what? It's time to go.
Back to the
Yeah, right. Da, 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 da. We're going to get through the whole song at this rate. We're going to get to the...
All right.
Let's listen to it. So it's kind of like, he's kind of like answering... The guy just made his point because he said something twice, and then he says the third thing. He says the same thing twice, and then he says the third thing that sort of makes it, that's his little zinger. So once he made his little zinger, then the guitar goes, yeah, that's right.
I'll answer
You know, right, exactly. And that's why the form is so like people just get it right away, because it's like a conversation. And you don't really think about like exactly how you talk in a conversation, because we already know the rules.
Right.
You know, but this is kind of like the form of the song. It's kind of like the rules of a conversation. So we just get it right away. So there's two parts. There's like a high part to the turnaround. The turnaround's a little harder because
See, that's a little different where you're going up and down on the high E like that, you know?
yeah, and it's not always like
Right.
it might be that, but that's a little like
That's how I know it, yeah.
it sounds kind of like a nursery rhyme or something, or it sounds like a Buddy Holly thing, or it
Right.
sounds more country. So all I did was this. Yeah, I like to use these two fingers because it's more balanced. It's easier to grab it. You'll run into this all the time too, now that you know it. So I have the 4th fret on the G string with my 2nd finger, and the 4th fret on the high E string with my 3rd finger. And now I'm just going to go 4th and open. That's what I did. Yeah, and then everything.
That's it.
Yeah, it's that.
That's it.
Now, it's a little, he never did anything. These guys didn't always do anything
cool.
the exact way all the time. They switched it around a little bit. And the ringing open strings are nice, That's why I like capos. Because what if you've got this awesome singer, but they have to sing it in G?
Right.
Well, no worries. Because how else can you do all this great shit? You can't do this.
You have to reconfigure it, huh?
And if I hadn't had the capo, it would be, I just would be fucked up. I mean, I couldn't do this. This is right, but not as rich.
Right.
There's nothing, it's not wrong, but I liked this other way.
Open strings.
This had more flavor to me.
Yeah.
It had more of down-home flavor, and this is all about the down-home flavor. I mean, if you go get some gumbo, you want it to taste like gumbo, man. You want it to taste, So that's why I always have a capo, because the singers they need to sing in what key they're in, right? So then dig it. There's another part, because while you're doing this, or someone is doing this. Another guy's doing a real manly kind of thing here. Here we go. Yeah. Here's part 1. Yeah, that's part 1. Here's part 2. And here's part 3. Yeah, you got it. You're already there. So I'm gonna try this rule, and this sounds great in A too. Like if you're playing in the key of A, it sounds great, but we'll get to that. So that's part 1, and here's part 2. And then da 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 boom. And then It's funny, they were totally out of their way, and then they meet together here, and then they go their separate ways again.
That's it. As
It's
long
like-
as they're in time, right?
Yeah,
As
it
long as
works.
they're in time.
It comes together, right? So now I can't guarantee that like every time. I would hate to have you listen to it and go, "This dude was wrong. That's not what they did." You know, and yeah, I mean, but he definitely does stuff just like that over and over again. Let's listen to it. By the way, I don't think I did a lesson on this one, but I have a lesson on like at least 3 Jimmy Reed songs where you can go as slow as you want. And yeah, on my channel.
Cool.
Just as a by the way.
So in other words, you're on there, you just go and you can check them out and stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, they're on my YouTube channel. I post a lesson. Please, thanks. I do a lesson every Monday, and on various topics. But Jimmy Reed has come up at least 3 times.
Is that an
And
open Zoom or what is that?
it's just I post a video. I just
Oh,
make
I
a
got you.
video.
You just post it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right, all right, cool. I thought maybe you did a Zoom lesson every Monday or something.
I do a class I usually do it every Tuesday, but I didn't do it today. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and
Right on.
it's 7 Central, 5 o'clock here. Anyway, it's on my Patreon page, and it's people. It's a nice bunch of guys. Everyone gets a chance to play. Everyone's doing what they do on it, so everyone gets feedback. It's nice.
Yeah, I bet.
And I just talk about whatever is the, whatever topic I just did the lesson on is usually what I talk about. Anyway, yeah, let's see what the next turnaround is. Yeah, he stuck with the plan, didn't he?
It almost sounded like he did that chromatic walk now.
Yeah, he did. There is a. Yeah, and then. Yeah, we can all get this. You want to give this a shot?
That's cool.
So let's try it on the D string on the 2nd fret. So the D string is the next one down towards your head. That's it. Now let's try it. Down, 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 down. This time we're playing single notes. Because like this a turnaround, and so like they sort of step out a little bit and say, oh, I'd be fancy now. I don't just have to play chords. And then we'll end there, and now let's try this. Other way. 2 0 2 1 0. Open. So here's part 1 and part 2. No worries. So here's part 1. Down, 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 down. Open. Perfect. That's part 1. Now here's part 2 on the A string. You got it. Oh, that was somebody else who did it. Somebody had it. So that was 2 1 0. Right, now here's the rest of it. Now try this. Yeah, and once you get that, then we're going to go back to the note we started with. Down. Yeah, when you get to the low E string, go to the 3rd fret. And then hit that high E again. Dang. That's like, yeah, it's. Dude, you just did it.
Yeah.
And then,
All right.
and then, do you know a B7th chord? Because we're almost done with the turnaround. It's just like the beginning of what's it called? Folsom Prison Blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same shape as like a D7 chord open.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's what we just played. You got me doing what you want me. Baby, why you wanna let go? Yeah. And then don't forget when we do this, try to make it a little bit harder. Here where I'm tapping my foot. So when you tap your foot, just come a little bit harder down. It's natural, really.
It is.
This is why AI can't play the blues. I hope.
Right.
Yeah. Now we're going to the 5. And here we go. It's totally natural to be at the end of the story. It's like a little party at the end of the story, or a little affirmation, you know? Have you guys ever heard this song? Caress Me Baby. Check this out. Same thing, same thing. Dong. You can hear that sort of, the open, remember how we talked about on the 5 chord? I'm turning this off. Remember how we talked about the 5 chord? It had that clanging A string in there.
Right.
Same thing here, except it's now we're going to do in the key of A. So if A is your 1, then A, B, C, D is your 4 chord, and E is the 5. So, and I'm going to play one part with the capo in the E position, and by E position I just mean like your main chord is this shape, right? Yes, it's altitude. So I can't turn my back for a minute. Okay. So I'll start with the I'm going to start with the 4. These songs have a 4-bar intro. And by the way, I have a lesson on the 4-bar intro. And this is just a video. I mean, I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's just, if any of you are confused about the 4-bar intro, in fact, let's count out the 4-bar intro right now before I do all this. We're just going to start counting 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can tell when he starts singing, that's the top of the form, right? So to me, the 4-bar intro, it's another conversational type of thing. It's like, okay, kids, let's sit around the campfire and I'm going to tell you a story. That's the function of the 4-bar intro. So we're going to start counting. There's 8 million blues songs that have a 4-bar intro of some kind or another. I mean, and it doesn't have to be a slow song. It could be a fast song. Like, did you guys ever hear the Muddy Water? I'm just going to do one more 4-bar intro just so you guys can, when you hear it, you can recognize it, and it won't throw you off. Like, did you ever hear that song, Blues Had a Baby, They Call It Rock and Roll by Muddy Waters? It's like... I'm gonna tell you a story that ain't never been told. Yeah. Anyway, it's like story time, or "Don't Start Me to Talking" by Sonny Boy Williamson. You know. Going down the road, gonna stop at Fannie Mae's. I'm gonna tell everybody what my boyfriend said. Don't stop me to talk. And so that's another 4-bar intro. Different key, different tempo, same idea. So anyway, this is a nice 4-bar intro. I'm gonna play. I gotta put this on. Yes, I am. So I'm gonna try using the looper. and then I can play the top part of it. So now you can hear how bassy the other guitar part was, and the top guitar was real pretty, you know, and it even had a tremolo on there. He probably had one of those, like one of those magnetones or some kind of amp with a real pretty tremolo on there. Yeah, there's lots of, could have been a lot of things. So. Okay, I'm not going to loop the 4-bar intro. That doesn't make sense. So. Caress me, baby. They might not have did that.
Quick change?
Yeah.
Quick change to the 4.
He did.
You know, that's the kind of stuff we were talking about. Now I'm going. So that was pretty. That was a pretty turnaround there. So now I can change everything up. I'll change pickups. I'll put on my capo. And I'll put some reverb on. Even though this reverb sucks. So I'll try just using